All right, so let me make some quick introductions here. So we have Paula, Sasha, Darlene, all from SunRisk, the brokerage on this account. So they have been totally instrumental in getting this thing going. And Carrie is the client. And so as we discussed here a few minutes ago, this is on site at 3 locations. We're doing a group meeting followed by individual meetings. And actually, Paula will be at all of those locations. It is with Chubb. Chubb is a new worksite carrier, and you have all of that information as well. And what you're viewing here on the screen is just a website that we put together just for your purpose, for the enrollment team, just so you can have all the pieces in one place. I like to keep everything together instead of sending a whole bunch of documents out. So it has the schedule that we just looked at. It has the benefits guide, the Chubb proposal, which I like using the proposal versus the brochures anyway for your purposes because it goes into the nitty-gritty details. And then the hospital plan is a separate document. And then down below here we have the actual brochure. Let's see, get that thing. So what we want to do first here is let's get into the benefits guide. Kind of the process, though, I kind of like to do with these consistently is go into the core benefits, and this is an open discussion. If Carrie, if you have input or more information that the enrollment team should know, we certainly want to know that from you as well. Same thing from Paula's team. Anything else in addition that we should know that we are not covering here, please jump in and let us know that. So we'll go over the benefits guide, we'll go over the Chubb proposal, and then we'll take a look at the system. So this is the benefits guide, and was this distributed to the employees either electronically or?
Yes.
Okay.
No, they all have one. Well, mostly all of them have one. Everybody I could see and get it to has one.
That's great. That's great. So the first thing that this goes into is you ask, we listen. So some of this is communication and some of it is enrollment material as well. So we'll just go over everything here. But no referrals needed for specialists. There's a ton of information in these guides. That's why I like them to use as an enrollment, as a training tool, because there's just a bunch of information that a lot of times we don't get, half of this if we just get the plan documents. So it's good to have. Paula or anybody on your team, anything to note? Is there anything special that we should note regarding changes from last year, or I can see talk about reduction of costs and all that stuff. Is there anything specifically or special that we should note relating to either changes or something that we should be focusing on when it comes to the core benefits?
So this is Darlene. As far as the medical plan goes, it's going to be really important to stress to the employees that, see where it's underlined, the no provider is considered to be out of network. Any provider may be used.
Yes.
We want to make sure that that is stated over and over because there were some hiccups with it last year.
And we want them to understand that we do have a preferred provider network for doctors.
Yes.
Which is that multi-plan or PHCS, which they have currently. But we also want them to know that they have a new concierge line to call if they're having difficulty getting a doctor's office visit scheduled, because that's been just kind of our major hiccup. And that they still would have their copay inside their plan for any doctor that they see. So we're encouraging PHCS multi-plan and encouraging them to use the new concierge line, but they do still need to know that any doctor is going to be at their copay. If that makes sense.
Okay, and then there's the concierge line right there as well, guys. So
Yeah, and we have some magnets too that have all that information on there that we're gonna be sending home with them.
Okay, great.
Can I interject 1 second?
Sure.
So Paula, you're going to present all this to everybody at one time, and then when they sit down, it's going to be a kind of faster moving
Yes.
process, correct?
Correct.
Because of the time constraints that we're under.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because, I don't want it to be they're going to hear all of it from you and then go sit down and have to, listen to the whole thing again.
Right. That PowerPoint that we sent over yesterday is really going to be, we're going to drive home the facts about the network or the no provider and the new plans, and it'll just be supported by the enrollers so they understand the message we're trying to get across.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Exactly. The idea is that we can pull them up in the system. They've already heard the details about everything, and we can just click right through.
Yes. Great.
But if they have a question, we can answer it. So.
Of course. Yeah.
So new dental benefit, child orthodontia has been added. 50% co-insurance, $1,500 lifetime maximum. A lot of plans don't have this, as you guys are all aware. So what is new? So new carrier for life and STD, One America. 100% paid by the employee. New carrier is Chubb, of course, for the work site. Eligibility is first of the month following 60 days. This does come up sometimes if you happen to be sitting with a new hire. So it's first following 60. And then let's talk about qualified life events, how those are made throughout the course of the year. Okay, stop it.
Hey, Scott, just make sure that we do have domestic partner coverage. So when you're going through that dependent eligibility, if they do have a domestic partner, we just need that affidavit that we sent you completed.
Okay. And is that same sex, opposite sex, anything?
Anything.
Yeah, anything. Yep.
All right. Self-service enrollment instructions, so employees, could have access to self-service as well here. So it gives them the link and it gives them the process for signing in. If someone asks about it, it is right here, but the instructions are to use their social to log in, and then the last four of the social, 2-digit birth year is the PIN code. Of course, when you're using the system, the PIN code is your password to the system, but we'll get into that when we get there. But it is.
Will this be up and running? I'm sorry. Will this be up and running on Monday for the employees? The portal?
That is up to you. If you want it to be open so they can access it, sure. That's a click of a button for us to turn it on.
Yes, because a lot of people, will be gone for the week or traveling. So.
Yeah, sure. I'll make sure that's on.
Or want to go home to their spouse. So.
Yes, sure. Of course.
Okay.
And as we discussed previously, we can show reporting during the course of the week just to show you who did enroll, and so on. Make sure we get everybody. And then there's Carrie's contact information as well. Speaking of contacts, important phone numbers for employee reference are listed here. And then we get into, the medical plans. Now, of course, the rates are all built out in the system, but this is great information to have. How much is the office visit? Copay, primary and specialists, diagnostics, hospital charges, etc. So this is that's like the key thing here. So copays, coinsurance. Prescriptions, you can see generic preferreds, non-preferreds, specialties. So preferred brand is on the formulary. It's a brand name drug and it's on the carrier's formulary. Non-preferred is a brand name drug that's not on the formulary. So this is pretty cut and dry. Were there any changes to the medical at all? As far as the structure?
Yeah, we actually dropped a high deductible health plan. So the low plan was a high deductible health plan. So, deductible for everything first at $3,000. So we actually made it a copay plan and we made it much more affordable. So the deductible went up, but the deductible doesn't apply to everything. If you'd like, I can send the PowerPoint where we show the changes.
Yeah, I'll take that actually. That would be helpful.
Okay. All right.
And was there an HSA previously then as well?
We didn't promote an HSA.
Okay.
So it's just a high deductible plan.
Okay. All right. So there's the deductibles and so on. So I mean, I don't know what to say. It's one page. It's pretty simple. You guys have done this 1,000 times. Mm-hmm. My concierge. So there's a few pages in here actually about advocates and so on that are tied to the medical plan, and it goes into those details. Phone number. Find a practitioner online. This is the network Paula was talking about before. There's instructions on how to find one online. And regarding the ID card, since this is a current plan, they'll just use the ID card they have. If they change from the high deductible to the low plan, do they get a new card?
No,
new cards are being sent.
Oh.
They're all getting new cards because all the plans have been updated and changed.
Right.
So they will all get new cards.
Good to know. I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
ID cards. It seems to be a question.
And they'll all come here. They'll all go to their home office.
Oh, okay.
Which is Tampa.
Right.
Yeah, that seems to come up a lot. All right. Southern scripts, so that gives them information on how to do mail order for those maintenance drugs. Of course, there's a cost savings when you do that versus traditional method. I need a pharmacy. There's a lookup there as well with the link. Doctor on demand.
Paula, this is actually free, completely free, no copay with this.
That's exactly right. No cost. And we've had it in the plan, Scott and Terry, but nobody really knew about it. So we're trying to promote it a little bit.
Yeah, so there's no copay at all. It's just
no
I
copay.
used it the other day, by the way.
You did?
So,
Good.
I did. Yeah, it was funny, but I had to pay, but I did try it out, and it was interesting.
Well, on 9/1, you don't have to pay.
But it's free, so.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
They should take advantage of that. There's no copay at all.
Mm-hmm.
So because of
and is this just a virtual thing, or can they actually go physically see a doctor?
No,
this one is the virtual.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I had a real doctor on my telephone.
Right, but you didn't go to the doctor.
No, I didn't go to the doctor. No. So made me put my camera to my mouth and say, ah.
Isn't that great?
I was laughing. I couldn't say ah. I said, really?
It beats walking into a walk-in clinic where everyone's sick.
Oh,
and it's $75.
Yeah.
This is free. I keep telling them it's free.
You have to make an appointment, and every time I go, I have to wait another hour, even though I made an appointment.
Exactly. This is great.
I waited 2 minutes exactly.
That's great.
And then did they call in a prescription?
Yes, they did.
See, so it's nice.
Yes, it was great.
Wow. Nice deal.
I'll use it again. Yeah.
All right. So there's the instructions. There's the app. There's the link. All right. Dental plan. So we know that one of the new features is orthodontia for children at 50%. There's just one thing in here. Contributions, of course, they're in the system. Plan year maximum is $1,500, which is pretty rich versus a lot of other plans we've seen. Deductible, $50 for the individual, $150 for the family. There is no deductible for the preventive services, just for basic and major services, which is pretty standard. It says it right there, preventive services covered at 100%. Preventive would be like your checkups and cleanings and things like that. Basic services are going to be like tooth extraction or a filling, and then major services are going to be the crowns and the root canals and all those fun things. So there is in and out of network benefits available on everything. And then there's the new child orthodontia. And there is a rollover, and it's explained pretty well here. So maximum rollover included, $700 rollover, $350 in network, and it describes exactly how this works. Now, has this already been in place? So they already have rollover dollars now?
Yes, this has been in place.
Okay. So basically, if you don't use all of your maximum, point maximum, you can use some of it to move to the next year, which is kind of nice, actually.
And they can view that if they log on to Guardian anytime and they've been on the dental for a year. They can actually view if they have any dollars in their account.
Okay, great. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. I wonder if I have that.
You probably do.
Probably do.
And in order to use it, they need to understand that they have to at least do their preventative twice a year.
Okay.
So there are some caveats to it that,
Yeah.
it needs to be used.
Okay. The oral exams and cleanings. All right. Okay, vision plan, there's only one. Eye exams, $10, materials, $25. In and out of network benefits as well, of course. Always in network. Anytime you go in network, the benefits are going to be richer. Mm-hmm. So you just pay $25 for your materials, and then the frequency, you get the eye exam once a year. You get lenses once a year, frames every 2 years. Hey, can you guys mute your phone? There's some background noise. Thanks. So this is pretty standard as well. Eye exam, frame, lenses once a year, and then 2 years on the frames.
And Scott, this is the same plan that they had last year.
Okay, good. I was going to ask. And then discounts for other things, as you can see here. That's about it. Basic life, $15,000. There is an age reduction that is accounted for in the system as well, but $15,000 benefit, company paid benefit for basic life insurance, and then they can purchase additional term life insurance. The guarantee issue amounts here are listed: $150 for employee, $50 for spouse, $5 or $10 for children. And this is all done in the system. We'll show you that. You don't have to calculate anything.
And we do have, I want to make sure, we do have 3 people that we noted on the census that have higher amounts than the guarantee issue that One America is grandfathering.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
And I will, I'll send that list to you guys as well, so you have that.
Okay.
Voluntary long-term disability, new benefit. So full-time employees, 90-day waiting period, and then it pays until Social Security retirement age. 60% of salary, up to $5,000 a month. 12/12 pre-X, and then 50% for partial disability. Of course, the rates are all calculated in the system for you. Short-term disability, 2 options, 7. Let me start over. 7-day waiting period and a 14-day waiting period, depending on which one they want. Obviously, the shorter their waiting period, the more expensive it is. But this is a voluntary product. It's employee paid. And then it's up to 60%, up to $5,000 on both plans, 12/12 pre-X. But this plan was already in force. And then, of course, the rates are in the system. So STD and LTD. And then we have the voluntary products, and we'll go into the summary, or excuse me, the plan document, but it's a pretty good snapshot of the accident plan. But we'll go into the document as well. It is off the job. That is one thing to note on the accident. You know, sometimes there's other options there. But it's, you know, it pays on a fee schedule. We'll go into that later. Critical illness. Nice summary there as well. We'll go into the document. And the rates. 2 plans, 10 on the hospital indemnity, either $1,000 hospital confinement or $1,500, and we'll go into those details as well. But this is pretty much it when it gets to hospital indemnity. There's hospital admission and then daily confinement. That's pretty much something.
Scott, we discovered that we have an error in this book. So when and Carrie, we just discovered this yesterday. So when we're doing this, when you go to the next page and it shows the example on pregnancy, it's wrong. There is a 10-month wait for pregnancy.
Right. Okay.
So we just have
it on the prior page.
Yeah, it does, but on the claim.
But the scenario is wrong.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll make sure I explain that during the meetings, but I just wanted you guys to know when you're going through that claim scenario is wrong.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, good point. All right, so we'll look at the document there, and then that's it. So that's the benefits guide. To navigate back, you just click the back button, and it takes you back to the enroller training page here. So we'll go into the proposal.
Okay, can I stop you? There's one other thing that we okay. So there is a old Allstate like hospital indemnity gap plan that 10 or 11 people are on, and that it's kind of an employer paid benefit that they want to keep. So we're going to send you that list of people because they're going to ask you if, you know, one of the partial owners might say, hey, do I still have that gap plan? It's just something they wanted to keep in there. It pays like in addition on an outpatient basis. So we need to send you that list so you know who those people are.
Okay, good to know. I did not know that. All right.
So Darlene or Sasha, can you make sure you do that and send the PowerPoint over?
Yes, I've got it written down.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is the job proposal. This is 39 pages. I'm not going to go through the 39 pages with you right here, but this gives us all those little nitty-gritty details that our enrollers like to have. So, you know, the benefits guide was actually really detailed versus others that I've seen. So that's a good start. But, you know, if there's a very specific question, we can come here and find the answer. But it goes into all the details. We don't have to go over this right now. All of you guys have this. You have access to this. But, you know, all of the details for the accident plan, as you can see here, which is, you know, pages of benefits. So we're not going to go through this here right now, but you have access to it, and you've had this for a week or so already. Same thing with the hospital indemnity. And then we just have the brochures here. So let's take a look at the system. So Florida Safety Contractors, this is just a dashboard that shows you the benefits and the percentage. And this is what we've done is we have the actual case loaded here, and we're going to reset this on Sunday evening. So everybody will not be gone status, and then we're going to start Monday morning and go from there. So you just go to enrollment and employees, and then you can use the search bar. You can type in their last name. Let's see if we have any Joneses. There is a Jones. So just click on their name to open them up, and we don't touch anything on this page. Hours per week, they have to work 30 hours to be considered full time. I'm going to check on this to see if we receive this on this census. if we didn't carry everyone or all employees 30 plus hours?
Yes, I thought we were, when we were with, is her name Christina?
Christina,
The
yes.
other day. I thought we were doing something with that. I don't have my book.
That's okay. I'm going to follow up with her right away after this, and we'll get that look.
Yeah, we were right, Paula? Weren't we doing something with that 40 hours per week because it was going to confuse the guys?
Yeah, we're not requiring the hours per week to be entered into the system, Scott, is what we're doing. But everybody that you guys have on the census is eligible for the plan. There's only 2 part-time people, and we let Christina know who those people are.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so just hit enroll. And then this is just their eligibility information. The system is locked down, so whatever is required, it makes you choose it. If it's whatever the field is, anywhere. So we have the list of benefits here, and it's just the next process. So address, phone number, email, etc. If it's required, like I said, it won't let you proceed unless you do that. But if the address is wrong, definitely update it, because that data will get passed back to everybody that needs it. For dependents, you click the plus sign here to add a new dependent into the system. There's a drop down for relation, and then you just type in the info.
On the domestic partner, if someone chooses that, does it stop them so that they have to complete the affidavit?
Let's see.
Hey, Scott, this is Oscar.
Hi.
For the dependents, do we have to have the social security numbers?
I can't remember if it's an optional field in the system. Let's see if it lets me do it.
It's required. I was doing enrollment as an employee yesterday, and I couldn't pass it without the Social Security number.
Oh, they're not going to have those. A lot of them are not going to have their dependent Social Security numbers.
And which is often the case. So usually what they do is get on the phone right then but we also have a call center. They have self-service. We can update those records very quickly once they do get them.
Okay, but
So if they
But
don't,
they can't get past this. They can't get past this page without their dependent Social Security number.
That's correct.
is
So
there
that's
a
gonna be
way
a
to
problem.
change
Okay, but
that?
To make it yes, we can unlock it so it's not a required field.
I think that's what Carrie is saying, is that several of them won't have it and may not be able to reach someone to get that.
Sure.
they all won't have it.
So-
I'm sorry to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we
So
can
if you
have it where,
unlock it, they then can
and then
go
I'll
back
go
in
in and make
later into
sure.
that
Yeah.
information.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll make sure it gets
Yeah.
in a timely manner. Yes.
Okay.
Hey, so a question for you. If it's a current dependent that's already covered, will the social appear? Did we send those to you? Because we have a lot of that information.
It would only be here if it were provided on the census template on tab 2.
Sasha, did we provide that on the census template?
For the ones we have in this record
For the
for, yes,
dependent-
we did. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. All right, thanks.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. I'm sorry. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty this morning.
That's okay. I've got some notes for you, and I'll follow up with you right after this. Just go ahead and make your phone.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right. So we're to the benefits page here. We have a summary of the enrollment status of each product, total cost per pay period, pre-tax, post-tax, and total cost per pay for the employee. When I click on the medical plan, We get the low, medium, and high, low, mid, high, and you just choose your tier and enroll. Just pick one. The accident plan. So on the accident plan, 17 and a half hours a week is the minimum requirement for Chubb and their products. And you can choose employee only or whatever tier. I added a spouse, so employee and spouse pops up here. If I added a child, then employee and children and family would pop up. And then there's a cost per pay period. And actually, the benefits are in here as well. Just high level, but it does give you some of the information that's in the plan document as well, just for quick reference, especially if they're self-service.
Scott, can I ask a question on the system? If they haven't made a decision on a particular benefit,
yeah,
will the system let you move on and they can make that decision at a later time?
Yeah, just waive it. Just hit waive. Let me go back there. Just waive the product, decline it, and then they can come back to you later or the next day or whatever the situation is, or they can use the call center or they can go in self-service and re-elect it.
And do it. Okay, got it.
So I just waived the accident, so it shows it there. Critical illness, again, has some bullet points on benefits. And then you choose your tier, actively at work. And then tobacco is a rate factor here. So it's either yes or no. And then it gives you the rates. Two options, 10 and 20, and then there's their rates per week. Go ahead and get this one. Beneficiary. So on beneficiary, it's going to load anybody that I have listed in the system as a dependent. Oh, by the way, you'll see that I can enroll this person in the products, no problem. So if I wanted someone else to be the beneficiary, if they want to leave everything to Scott Reynolds, then I can just hit the plus sign, just like on dependents, and add that different beneficiary in here. Very simple to use. Any carrier specific verbiage is going to be displayed here as well. So that's bonus. We'll go to the high deductible buffer. Jeff calls it. There's a little description of the benefit as well. Two plans. This is hospital indemnity, so it's just actively at work. $5.40. And then let's see, dental plan. There's a guardian anytime. There's only one dental plan, either accept or decline. Go ahead and get it. And then the vision. A little bit of information about the vision plan, only one plan, accept or decline. Basic life insurance, remember this is $15,000, so there's no cost to the employee. And anytime we do life insurance, it's going to ask for beneficiary. So it's pre-selected with the last beneficiary I chose, but I can change it. But it just does this freeze and enrollment. Most times they have the same one anyway. Short-term disability. So we have the two waiting periods. This is sums up here. So 7/7, 14/14, and for this person, there's no reason I'm not getting a rate. So I have to check on that. CD. But anyway, they choose their elimination period, and then the cost will populate. But gotta check that out. This one is LTD, long-term disability. So this is what the STD should look like. It has goes up to the maximum of 60% of this person's salary. So they can use the bar there to navigate through. If it's too expensive, they still want to get it, they can knock it down. But of course, LTD is extremely affordable.
Hey, that could. So it just occurred to me, the voluntary long-term disability is brand new. So they didn't have this before, and it seems like on the short term it's not coming up like if they had it before. I don't know. Does that make sense? Like maybe it switched in the system? I don't know.
Possibility. We'll check it out for sure right away.
Right.
And in fact, I can tell you in the background, Christina's already doing it. So, okay. So on the term life insurance, the employee has to get coverage first. So the slider bar, it's based on the individual, but if it requires an EOI, then everything turns red and it tells you, oh, there you go. It tells you that it's over the GI limit. They're going to need an evidence of insurability form. There's the detail here. 150 is the max GI for the employee. So if I slide it down, everything turns green. It's guarantee issue. If it goes above that, it turns red and says, hey, hold on a second. You're going to need to fill out a form. Beneficiary. So now that I've done employee life, I can do spouse life if I'm interested in that one. Same thing, it uses a slider bar. There's a guarantee issue amount. I think it's 50. This is the GI max.
Hey, Scott, that spouse amount is supposed to be in increments of 5,000. It looked like it was letting us choose 38. Am I off on that, or is it?
It looks like $500 increments.
Yeah, I don't think that's right. I don't have a contract in front of me, but maybe we need to check that.
Okay.
For some reason, I'm thinking the employee
Yeah,
is
it's supposed to be 5,000.
And spouse's increments of 5,000.
All right. On that.
Can we go back and check the employee just to make sure it's right?
Sure.
Okay.
So if I go back into someone, I've already completed this one. So if I go back, I have a little unlock button that I have to hit first. 160, 150, that's $10,000 increments on this one.
That's what I have in
Right.
the book, yes. 10,000
Yeah.
for the employee, 5,000 for the.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have a child loaded, so it's not going to give me that option for child life, but I can add dependents. There's a link right there. Let me add one real quick. Required at the moment, but we'll unlock that. $5,000 and $10,000, two options on the child.
Now, I know one of the things that Sasha sent in an email yesterday regarding the EOI, we're kind of hoping that there's a place where it will say, you know, either completing the EOI, you need to see HR or something that I just don't know how clear that is on the voluntary employee spouse that, you know, they're only going to be charged the guarantee issue amount. If they're exceeding that, then they won't get charged that amount until after it's been approved, but that they do have to complete that EOI and return it.
Did you provide some verbiage to insert in the system?
That information was sent yesterday from Sasha to Christina.
Okay.
Yep, I have that, and I'm working on that now.
There you
as we
go.
speak.
I told you she was back there working on this.
I just wanted the enrollers to be aware of it.
Yeah.
I have myself muted, but I am listening in, and I'm working on the back end on a couple of those things for you, Paula. We took care of everything that you had sent over yesterday, except for that one verbiage that you're going to send me the screenshot for.
Yeah, I couldn't get the screen back, so maybe it was fixed today. But I'll look at it again when I get back to the office.
All right, so this is a sign and submit page. I've gone through all the products. I've made an up or down decision. It's click, click, click all the way through. It says, are you satisfied with your elections? If so, hit next. If you want to make some changes, these are hyperlinks, so you can get back to that product and change it if you want to. Otherwise, you just hit next. There's a Chubb flyer in here. All right, and this is an actual confirmation form. This is the employee's info here, all the plans they elected, the product they got, the cup, the tier that they selected, the benefit amount, deductions, pre-tax, post-tax. And then there's the total cost per pay period. And then you're signing this with your password, your system password, or the employee's PIN code, but we won't go there, just use the password. Once I have completed it successfully, I get a congratulations. And then you can scroll down and see a summary of everything they elected. And then once you hit return, it pushes you back out to the front that shows me that Demetrius is now completed. I go to the search bar, pull up the next employee, and go through. And you've all been provided login information. If you have any challenges with that, just get with me after this. And, definitely want to confirm that you are able to log in. I provided the link to the system in the training invite that I sent out. But we can, again, if you have any challenges, let me know. I'll be there on Monday. I'll be there with you. So, of course, we can address it.
And Scott, you said our login information is basically the same way. It's the same way that the employees log in.
No, you have a different login. You're logging in like I am as an administrator. The employee, let me go back. Okay. Let me show you this. So if this comes up, this is the admin side. So it says chubb.benselect/admin. And then this little clicker here, employee site, that's the self-service side of the system. So if you try to log in on this side, it's not going to work. And if they try to log in on the admin side, it's not going to work. So you just have to make sure you're on the right site. But this
okay. And you said you sent us our login information. I'm not sure I got that.
It was in the training invite for this.
Okay, I'll look.
This right here. So this is the the link to the page where we're reviewing, and this is the actual link to the admin login right there.
Yep. And
then under another cover, you got your login information, but we can discuss this offline.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I got that. So okay.
All right. Good. Glad we're talking about it then. So 6:30 is the start time in Tampa. 7 o'clock at the other locations, and of course we want to be a few minutes early just to get in there, get online, and so on. And I'll share the PowerPoint with you once I get it. And we've got a few tweaks to make to the system as well, which Christina is already working on. And I think that's it. Does anyone have any questions for either Paula or Paula's team or from Carrie before we depart here? Or any comments?
So Carrie, I just want to make sure, Carrie, are you comfortable with how the site's looking and the process?
Yes. Yeah, it seems user-friendly. If it's not user-friendly, I'm still here and there's outreach.
Right.
What I was looking for when I had talked to Darlene a while back is the documents we took out of the benefit summary this year.
Right. The annual notices.
The employees, do the employees have, is there a box there that they check off that they saw them, where we were talking about that? So
Right, and Christina's working on that right now.
Okay.
It's one of the things that we had emailed her yesterday on is that acknowledgement that the annual notices, have been received.
Okay.
Yeah,
And also, we're going to add those SBCs because those are required at enrollment, and we're waiting for those from HPI to load. So they're just not finished yet. So but we will be adding those as well. Yep.
Okay. So is it going to be, how we talked about a quick scroll down because, they're not going to, well, hopefully they'll read them. They'll be encouraged to read them, but it's just going to be the quick scroll down and check off the box and move on.
That's what we're hoping.
The employees, yeah. I'm going to encourage you need to read those documents, but yeah, I know how it goes.
Yeah. So Scott, that's one of the things that we were talking to Christina about is like we have these annual notices and SBCs that employees are supposed to acknowledge.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to, and how, do you know, will that be like at the final screen or how would that normally be set up?
Yes. It'll be one of the final things that they do before they get to that sign and submit page. So they'll actually see the document will pop up. They'll see it. There will be a box to confirm that they've acknowledged it, and then it'll move on. But it will be within the enrollment process. How many documents are we talking about? Is it just the one?
Well, it's basically one document where everything is included in it, except for the SBCs. The SBCs, there's one for each plan, but those we don't have yet.
And the SBCs you don't want to put in as part of the enrollment process. We can stick that in the forms library, that's what I was clicking on. This is inside the employee's record as well. Those 45 pages of documents, you want to put them there instead of in the enrollment itself because it would just slow down everything.
Okay. That makes sense. I mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So I've got some takeaway for
Yeah.
Christina because she joined late, so she didn't see some of this that we need to follow up on. And my enrollment team, you guys all have my cell phone number. I'm always a resource. I'll be there on Monday morning. And I look forward to seeing you guys again. It's been a while. Anything else? We have 1 minute left.
I think I'm good. I think we're good.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining. Thanks to my enrollment team for getting on here this morning, and we hope to go a very successful enrollment.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Scott.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ready?
See you Monday. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good one.